pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight's meeting is both video and audio. Colleen, Michael, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept the minutes from the Board of Selectmen meeting dated December 4th, 2018, as written.
I will second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Correspondence. The office received the monthly report of the Chief of Police for the month of November 2018. The office also received notice from FOTTH that they have been in contact with Mr. Whitney of the Computer Whiz in Palmer. They are requesting permission from the board that they allow Mr. Whitney to remove the computers at no charge to the town. Further, they are requesting to be able to store their supplies in this area. 3, in observance with the upcoming Christmas holiday, Shepherd Building will be closed on December 24th and 25th.
I'll just make a motion on number 2, just to make it official. We have a bunch of old computers and outdated IT in one of our rooms upstairs, and we have a gentleman willing to come and take it at no charge, so I just want to make sure that we have an okay from the board that we are allowed to do that.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yep, you're all set.
Okay.
Senior tax abatement.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept the senior tax abatement program for 2019 as presented.
I will second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
And there are 4 applicants this year that have qualified for the program, so good luck, folks.
I also make a motion to accept the 2019 license renewals as presented.
I will second that motion. There is obviously a lengthy list. Instead of reading it, we will do it just as presented. I will second that motion to renew 2019 licenses.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Make a motion to exercise the right of first refusal under Chapter 61A for lot number 38, 0 Southbridge Road. B, Little West Road, map 11, lot 83.3. And C, Cutler Road Extension, map 2, lot 7 and 8.
I will second those motions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Chris?
Oh, already? Oh my goodness.
Cold night.
Thank you for having me here up this evening. I'll keep it brief. I know you have a big agenda. I was namely coming up here to pick up some paperwork, but I'd like to occasionally report in on different progress and activities associated with the Community Development Block Grant. This is by far the busiest time of the year for municipalities that participate in this block grant program, and me, who helped you manage it. Essentially, we're working on like 4 programs right now. We're trying to close an FY16 program that provided housing rehab and some provision for social services. Trying to wrap that up by the end of this month. We're trying to expend a certain amount of money on your FY17 grant, which funded the Quabog Street improvement projects. We have to reach an 80% expenditure in order to apply for the upcoming FY19 grant, which is due on March 1st. And then we're trying to launch an FY18 grant, which the town just received funding for this past fall. So, and none of this could really happen without the cooperation and efficient assistance provided by your assistance. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Becky and all her help with this block grant program. You know, she's the environmental certifying officer for the programs, and she helps me move this thing along. Without her help, I couldn't do it, so thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
The FY17 program, the Quabog Street improvements, is substantially complete. All the subsurface infrastructure, the water, the sewer repair, the drainage is in place, the sidewalks, and the street. We did not quite finish everything, so we're gonna have to come back in the spring and wrap things up and button it up with, you know, some loam and seed and some of the final treatments.
Yeah,
So there's just a
I
little
see
bit work
that
to go.
They've gotten a lot further than most
Yeah.
projects at this time. There's usually, I mean, they did a
Yeah,
very nice
they
job.
did pretty well, yeah. I think A. Martins and Sons did a terrific job, which combined, again, with the town's cooperation here, we were able to combine two sources of funds, one large pool from what they call the Mass Works program for the streets and sidewalks and drainage, and another pool from the Community Development Block Grant Program, which provided funding for the water main and sewer repairs and that wall actually at the beginning of the street. So that's FY17. FY18, which we're just launching, is providing plenty of assistance for folks that need housing rehabilitation services. So any folks here or any neighbors or friends are in need of housing rehabilitation services, we can help. You can refer them to me, Christopher Dunphy at the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, 413-781-6045. We're here to address code issues. So roof repair, windows, siding, pointing some brick, some foundation work, septic systems, water wells, anything which addresses a code issue. We don't do remodeling, it's rehab. So there's no additions and there's no fancy remodels. It's bringing places back to code, trying to help people that need it the most with those sorts of repairs. So give us a call if you know anyone that needs that assistance. Through that program, Warren is also participating with the towns of Ware and Hardwick in making public social services available. In the town of Ware, the literacy project is available for any Warren resident that would like to brush up on their learning skills. There's computers there, or if you know anyone that needs to obtain their general equivalent C degree, high school, I forget, they keep on changing the names, but essentially formerly known as the GED. I don't know what it's called right now, but they can help folks with some adult learning.
HISET.
Thank you.
HISET.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
HISAT, what's that acronym stand for?
Beats
You know?
me.
Okay.
Sounds good.
But we got that clear.
Yes. And they also have a program we call PATCH, Planned Approach to Community Health. And they'll meet namely with a lot of single parents that are having difficulties managing, trying to get into the workforce, trying to get their kids in daycare, so they'll do some counseling, they'll do some referral services. So, and that occurs through the Carson Center. So the Carson Center can help people that need that sort of assistance. And lastly, there's a domestic violence services program. If you or anyone you know, hopefully you don't, but if you do, there's a program available to help people that are in need of domestic violence services. That includes advocacy, referrals. It also does some education and an awareness campaign as well. So that's the 18. Moving on to the 19, that grant is due March 1st. And I'd like, if I'm here, if possible, to schedule a public hearing date, because they sneak up on us, and it has to be at least minimum of 2 weeks before the grant application date. So the option is like February 15th, the Tuesday? Is that?
We'll get together.
Okay.
We'll figure something out.
All right. So minimum 2 weeks before, so it has to be, and I can't do the 4th, so, so other communities I work with, so. So whatever Tuesday, and I'd hate to go into January because we're still kind of developing it. So options unlimited. I'm really asking for the 15th, but if that cannot happen, please let me know, okay? For that program, as a result, going back to the, I forget my grant year sometimes, but not too long ago, the grant funded a design project in what we call the School Street neighborhood. And as part of that design project, we designed Quabog Street, which led to funding for the actual construction of Quabog Street. But we also received engineering design money for Lombard and the lower part of Moore. And that's a project that's ready to go. It's what we call shovel-ready. It's got full design plans and specifications. So that is likely a project that we're going to forward to the Board of Selectmen for consideration as part of the FY 2019 CDBG application. That project would include complete water main replacement, some sewer repair, drainage improvements, streets, and sidewalk. At present, we think the cost of that may actually exceed what's available through a block grant. So I've had preliminary conversations with your highway surveyor, and he says he's willing to consider the use of Chapter 90 money to get us over the hump. It won't be a lot, so I think at some point in time you might be approached by your highway surveyor, Mr. Boudreau, to pitch in a little bit of Chapter 90 money to make that project work. What we don't want is to keep on piecing up projects a little bit here, a little bit there, and you're in constant state of construction. You know, so we want to get as much done in a program year as we can, rather than have to break it up in little pieces all the time. So that's why I've asked Tom if he's able to contribute that source of funds, would be for like just a paving or something of that. So that's generally all I have. I'm here to answer any questions the board or anyone else might have about the Community Development Block Grant Program.
John?
Questions here?
No, I just want to take 2 seconds to make people understand that, you know, the vast quantity of work that has been done through the efforts of Mr. Dunphy in Pioneer Valley, and all the road work, sewer work, water work, all that stuff would obviously not have been done on town's own funds. So kudos, you know, you can sit there and think, you know, it's very nice to work with Mrs. Sarah, obviously, that she keeps the ball rolling here, but on behalf of the board, you know, we'd like to thank you for your efforts too, Chris, because
I appreciate that.
it takes two to work, and let's keep doing it.
Lastly, I forgot as I'm sitting here, I try to help with other grants as they become available as well, and working with Bill Scanlon, William Scanlon, your planner, an application was put forth to build a ramp into this facility so people could at least get into the first floor by accessible means without having to use that lift, which no one likes, and it might not even be compliant anymore. So an application went forward to the Massachusetts Office of Disability to build a ramp into this first floor, and if we could have got money through this grant, then we could look at an elevator through CDBG, because the overall cost exceeded the ability of CDBG to do the whole thing. But and we were told that we'd know whether that was funded last week, and we haven't heard anything. Have you?
No.
No. So we don't know if that was funded. Maybe we'll know this week before the week's out. But the idea, you know, there is plans in the works, and we actually have a full design done to bring an elevator into this building, but just the funding hasn't worked out right to make it happen, and we needed a couple of grant sources to make it work, and that's still an effort that's ongoing. So I want you folks to be aware of that. And I know, you know, there's always big talk about the town hall, and I'm willing to meet with the board and any other person that wants to talk about whatever opportunities that might be out there for the town hall as well. So that's all I have. How's things down there, okay?
You're doing good.
Excellent.
Chris, you also on number 9, the request for new contract extension? Was that all taken?
Yeah, those I've been taking care of here.
Yeah.
Those signatures are all taken
All
care of?
those items are in my hands.
You got it.
So, Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the requests for grant extensions for performance and for requests for new contract extensions as presented by Mr. Dunphy.
Yeah, I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
You're all set, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you,
very
folks.
much.
Take care. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, thank you. Any questions?
Okay. Let's see, number 10 on the agenda is a special town meeting, discussion on articles. First time I've seen it, so we went from having no special town meeting to having a special town meeting, thinking there'd be 4 or 5 things to discuss. Current article count is up to 20.
20,
What?
Yeah,
20 articles.
I just found that
This
out
is why the
before I walked in.
board, you know, was trying to avoid having it at all, because it basically, once you open the door, people come up looking for available funds. But it is what it is. People have come in, done their due diligence, and obviously it's up to the voters. So this is obviously just a draft, but as Mr. Nason said, we are up to 20 articles, probably totaling around $400,000. So folks, we'll see you at the special. Let's make a motion to, excuse me, okay the draft for the special town meeting, be available for public comment later.
Second.
That's it, folks.
Okay, treasury warrants and invoices. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve payroll warrant number 47 for $39,005.74 and vendor warrant number 48 for $117,093.44 dated 12/10.
I will second both those motions.
I also make a motion to accept warrant number 49 in the amount of $43,519.19 for payroll, and warrant number 50 for $464,302.76 dated 12/17.
I will second both those motions.
Drawdowns and other invoices. Fiscal year 16, invoice number 124, CDBG drawdown for PVPC in the amount of $10,737.23. Invoice number 11 for Community Assistance Program grant number 00813 PVPC for the amount of $9,368.29. And invoice number 12, Community Assistance Program grant number 00813 for PVPC for $8,453.82.
And I will second all those 3 motions. Comments and concerns?
New business.
New business. John?
I really have nothing this evening.
Okay, I just got a couple of quick things. I would like to recognize the fact that the clerk's office for I don't know how many years now has Nancy and Lori and Lisa and Carrie have taken upon themselves to mail packages to members in the armed forces. I think they sent out 12 or 15 boxes. Some of them were picked up, some of them delivered the rest over. But I think they should be recognized for their efforts to remember our boys in the service.
And girls.
And girls.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I also would like to expend a thank you to Mrs. Sarah, that she always remembers our vets at Christmas, and she took it upon herself to mail our veterans a Christmas card. So it's a thought that counts, Becky, and especially with that generation, I think it's very much appreciated, and kudos to you.
There goes the surprise.
It just went out today.
You should have said something. All righty, comments and concerns.
Oh,
Joyce?
that's me first. I'm here. I just want to make sure that we're on the
You're
warrant. We're on the warrant. Okay.
I got you, Joyce.
Thank you, babe.
Rach?
I don't know if this has already been announced, but it's near and dear to my heart because when I was in Board of Health, I fought really hard to get this, but the swap shop shed at the transfer station is officially open.
Ooh.
So I just wanted to let everyone know.
Oh, good job.
Yes,
Thank
it just
you.
opened.
No, is that the new shed that I saw last week?
Yes, so you
Okay.
can bring in
Cool.
nice
Is that only for-
junk items
Yeah.
for people to take if they wish.
But that's for
But it's an
people who
official-
have stickers, correct?
For stickers, yep,
Only.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Rachel, because that was eliminating all that pile of stuff. that people
Exactly,
had.
on the cement,
Okay.
yes.
So if it's something
And
useful
they'll
to be
be
dropped
covered
off.
out of the rain, yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, and oil, the oil shed is gonna be opening the beginning of January. That was another thing I was working on, so, that's good. So they're gonna do that once a month, so I just thought that would be something nice to.
For used
But
oil?
everybody can, yeah, for used oil,
Oh, that's nice.
yep.
Is
Yeah.
it good thing?
I believe there's a fee, but contact Board of Health.
Okay.
I don't know details.
Okay, thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Next regular meeting date hasn't been determined yet. We have to have one before
But it will be
Christmas.
soon because we're gonna finalize the warrant and send it.
We will have it, we will obviously put that online, so. Thank you very much, folks. See you next meeting. Everybody have a very Merry Christmas. Wham, bam, thank you, man. That was it.
Yeah.